Warning: the following live stream contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some people who cheer for the Texans, Colts, and the crappy ass Jags. You've been warned. Hope you enjoy the show and tighten up.
McNair gives it to George, running right up the middle. Touchdown! Titans! There are no flags on the field! It's a miracle!
The safety, now you're one-on-one with it.
Shows why he's the man! In trouble. Sack!
What's up, Tie Nation? How's everyone doing? Welcome to another live stream of, yes, you know it, Titan Tuesday with yours truly, Mr. Titan. Let me fix this. I always mess up that. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone is doing great. Hopefully the weekend was good. And we'll talk a little bit about, obviously, the Seahawks versus the Tennessee Titans, as we get the dub again, 16-15, and a nice thriller at the very end, kicking a field goal to seal the deal. But again, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate y'all for joining me today. Let's get in through the comments. We got Ty and Rossi at What's Up. I hope. Oh, we got Bryce up in here. How you doing, Bryce? Yeah, we'll get you with the beatboxing soon, man, and we'll hopefully get you going with that. But I just want to say, thank everyone for joining me. I do appreciate it. The live is the best when the chat is going and you have everyone discussing, having a friendly discussion, of everything like that. But first things first, I want to talk to you guys about the raffle. If you guys want to join the raffle, like I said, September 14th, you can pick up a Mr. Titan t-shirt. You get to enter into the raffle this year. Man, oh man, we have some good stuff for you guys this year. We have a Derek Mason jersey, which I will present right now, that you could win a signed Derek Mason jersey. Okay, not only that, we have some good things. We have some game tickets that are available. We have some bobbleheads. We have the Music Miracle framed, autographed Kevin Dyson frame. We have a lot. We have a lot of good things for the viewers. So I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys can get in because it's fun. That's probably the best time of the year, especially the first game of the season, home opener, and stuff like that. So I hope you guys are excited to be here as much as I am. Show what we got for today for the show. We're going to be obviously talking about the Seahawks, but we have some questions. Who's going to be the second QB? Who do you think? Who do you want as a second QB? I know I broke it down in one of the earlier videos, but we can always talk about that in a little bit. Talk about also. Thank you about the t-shirt. Oh, whoa, wrong one. There it is. Let's go. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys obviously about the game, the Seahawks, who stood out in the game, who didn't stand out, whose stock went up, whose stock didn't go up. The 53-man roster, who do you think is going to pick up? Who's going to be the wide receiver core? That's another question that a lot of people you've been asking too is the wide receiver core. What are we going to do with the wide receiver core? Who's going to be, our top 6 or top 7 wide receivers? Same thing with running backs. The third running back is always a question. It's who is it? Is it Hassan? Is it Chestnut? You guys let me know down in the comments below. Who do you think earned that spot? As I chug of water because it is hot. But like I said, let everyone know down where to find me. Stream this let everyone know it's a good time over here. I hope you guys will enjoy the show. And first things first, I'm going to do what I always do, right, is set you up with the Mr. Titan event. If you guys haven't heard anything about it, you don't know, you're new to the channel, this and that, I will gladly be able to inform you right now within 34 seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Yes, that is the spot to be, guys. If you are in town, if you are coming out of town for the home opener, that's going to be September 15th is the game against the Jets, the Aaron Rodgers Jets. I need you guys to show up September 14th to the Mr. Titan event. That's in the Rudder, Hendersonville. And man, oh man, it's going to be a great time. Like I said, I have a DJ. We got raffles, obviously giveaways. We got special guests coming. It's a good spot, good area with, food and a nice view in Hendersonville. We have I rented out the whole back of that restaurant, and it's just all Titan fans everywhere you go. And it's a good time. So I need you guys to hopefully show up and show out. If you know a friend who knows a friend who's a Titans fan that doesn't know, let them know, hey, this is the place to be. This is where you have to go to be, So give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm doing a really quick tweet. But like I said, what'd you guys think of the game today? Let's see, hold on. What'd you guys think of the game? First things first, especially with the QB situation, right? The QB situation was something that we all talked about. We all wanted to know. We wanted to see a little bit more of Malik Willis, or people wanted to see Mason Rudolph. At the same time, I think we already know what we have with Mason Rudolph, right? Then you have Malik Willis. There's Malik Willis, who's been improving this year. He's improved in training camp, and he's looked good, And the first series he was struggling a little bit. By the second half, he looked a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more pepped in his step, looked better. But I would definitely say that the first things first is that Mason Rudolph is going to be our QB number 2. It's kind of self-explanatory, right? We picked him up. He's a veteran. He's been in the league for a while. He started, like I said, last year. He was playing with the Steelers and took them to the playoffs. So why not? I think for the most part, he's a solid backup veteran QB. I think it's important to know that also that he transitions, right? It's really, really important to have that transition, especially if, knock on wood, Will Levis, goes down. If Will Levis goes down, we have Mason Rudolph that can come in and actually, set up and help us out a lot. And I think just with his style and his experience could have win us a game. Now, could you say that with Malik Willis? It happened last year. It happened the year before that. I mean, with the Kansas City Chiefs game, Ryan Tannehill gets hurt, and you put in Malik Willis, and you got CJ in the house saying the Titans going to the Super Bowl. Remember, we're still in the preseason. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly. Titans are going all the way, baby. We're 2-0 in the preseason. you know that means we're going deep in the playoffs this year. There's no telling what we're going to do. But like I was saying, guys, I think Mason is the correct choice. I think it's always been the correct choice. Now, I don't know what they're going to do with Malik Willis on how they work him out. I think they're going to keep him as a QB3 and kind of see what happens if he progresses and stuff. We already can tell, right? We already know from what we saw in training camp that with this coaching staff and what was going on with Mike Rabel and whatnot, this coaching staff has helped improve Malik into a better player. Now, I don't know if he continues that way. I mean, like I said, in the game, we saw some moments where he was struggling and stuff. Sometimes indecisive on when to throw the ball, when the pocket was closing, and stuff like that. And that's still something that needs, it's a little frustrating, especially he's been, on the team for quite a bit. You think he would pick it up eventually, but everyone has a different time. Again, when he got picked up by the Tennessee Titans, they said that he was going to be 2 or 3 years, building as a QB. So, maybe that's the building block. That's his ceiling for now, but we don't know. But I mean, when I saw him in training camp, seemed really excited, was really, really positive and helping people out, signing things, talking to people. So his morale, his personal, I would say just like himself, 2-3 years goes exactly 2 to 3 years goes by really, really quick. I mean, like that. And you're like, hey, so what are we going to do? You have to think about Rand Carthon as well. What's his projection, for the team. We can't have him always on the spot if he's not improving or doing something helping out the team. But like I said, I would love to see Malik Willis continue to strive and do better. But at the same time, I get it through the business standpoint for the Titans. And sometimes it's almost like, hey, you got to pull the plug. And almost the same boat is Treylon Burks, right? Treylon Burks, everyone's saying that, he looks a lot leaner, a lot quicker, a lot faster this year. And it could be that, and I mean, again, this is fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed that Treylon Burks, this is his year, that he can stay healthy and he can continue and play a whole season and do something with the Tennessee Titans. Now, does that mean that they'll pick up his contract? I don't know. Because every time I read a report or something in practice, it's always he catches something, he falls, he's slow to get up. I don't know how many times I've read that that Treylon Burks has fallen and has slowly gotten up. And I'm like, and then he's wobbling or he'll go into the tent. And now, you know what? Again, he's been hit hard. The past couple of years, man, he's taken some hits where it really, really would question a player's, love for the game. It really does, because at one point, all those injuries piled up. It's like, hey, it messes with your mental stability. That's something hard to come by and to get out of, and then constantly every year getting hurt and hurt. It's probably, like I said before in past videos, it's probably something where he's like, man, like he's just he's not there. Exactly. There is Joe, man. Joe's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Joe is in the house, man. This is the star of the Mr. Titan live event. He is here. Hold on, Joe. Here we go. Joe is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. Now, Titan Tuesday has officially started. At 15 minutes and 24 seconds, the Mr. Titan live stream has started. Ladies and gentlemen, yours truly, Joe. Where's the glow sticks? He says I'm here, but I'm dying out. 80. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's right. He's actually in the middle. Which props to you, Joe, of moving his daughter into college again. And you know what? I appreciate Joe for even stopping by. So I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone, by the way, that's on the live stream right now in the chat room. This is the most important part of the live chat is communicating, talking with my Titans people. So I love you guys so much. So again, always give a shout out to people that support you and help you out. And it's never a day that I won't, I don't take that for granted. I had a little bit of an incident yesterday with a celebrity, and it didn't go as it was planned. I went into it kind of blindly thinking one thing, and it ended up turning out to be another. But you know what? Unfortunately that's how life is. That's what some people are more approachable, some people are more people friendly, and then you just gotta tone down the fandom sometimes and be like, well, this person is just a regular person as well as me, but too much expectations can really, really ruin an experience. And I never want to do that with anyone that I ever meet, that I ever come across, that's watched a little, even 5 seconds of my video, made a comment on my videos, or supported me with the shirts, with my event. I just want to say thank you guys. I really do. I appreciate you guys, and I don't take you guys for granted at all. You guys are what makes the Mr. Tyne Show what it is. You guys, okay? All this in the back, all this, the videos, the live streams. I do it because I enjoy it, and I love talking to each and every single one of you guys about Titan stuff. Like I said, Titans all day, every day in this channel. Okay? So remember that. But going back to Traylon Burks. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I really hope Traylon does good. I mean, that's the only thing I said in the video before. I just hope he can stay healthy. I hope he can stay healthy and be a little effective, but most importantly, just stay on the field. Stay on the field, even if he's not making plays, but as long as he could play 16 games or 17 games, I mean, hey, that's a win in my books for him, and regardless if we don't pick him up for next year or whatnot, and he's not the Titan, I mean, it happens. I mean, it's a very, very hard shoes to fill, especially for Traylon Burks, just being in the situation that kind of unfolded in front of all of us, and including in him. The AJ Brown trade was rough for all of us, and in our return, what we got for AJ Brown was a Traylon Burks, which I personally don't think he's a first rounder. Possibly he's a third or fourth rounder, but he fell in our laps as the first round pick. And man, oh man, that shadow of AJ Brown loomed over Traylon Burks everywhere. And then entered into training camp. And then we heard about his breathing problems and him having asthma, and then the chatter. Okay, people were already pissed off that AJ was gone. Now we're bringing in a receiver that's struggling already in training camp. And people were like, pointing fingers like, hey, what's happening here with the staff? Did they know about his asthma before drafting this player? Like, what is happening? And there was a lot of, concerns looking at J-Rob. I know I said his name. I'm sorry. It's like Lord Voldemort. You're not supposed to say the name out loud. But yeah, he crapped the bed, guys. He crapped the bed. And I was a big fan of J-Rob, but It was hard. It was hard. So you have that case of Treylon Burks trying to fill those shoes. People expecting a lot from him early on, and then just not staying healthy, not completing, each year, just getting hurt, getting hit, concussions, all that. And it's rough. And like my man said, need to get him a life alert. I've fallen, I can't get up. It's happened time after time. Treylon Burks has happened where he's gotten hurt and he slowly gets up. Like I said, I've read 3 or 4 articles throughout the week. Treylon Burks looks a little shaky, slowly getting up, slowly walking to the blue tent. So my thing with Treylon for this year is hopefully Burks could just stay healthy. That's it. Do your best, stay healthy, and that's it. Now, I'm not looking for expectations like, oh, he's going to have, 11 touchdowns this year, or, break 1,000 yards. I'm not even expecting that, to be honest with you. Maybe my expectations are really, really low. Maybe that's it. Or maybe he's just dropped it, and I just don't expect too much from him. Don't even expect him to be on the field that much. But I really do. Like I said, I want every single player from the Tennessee Titans to succeed. Always, no, regardless if I don't like the player. I get crucified all the time, but you know what? I stand on what I say. I was never a Marcus Mariota fan. It's okay. I was never a fan. But guess what? When he was out there, when he was under center, hell yeah, I was the biggest Marcus Mariota fan because I want him to win. He's part of the team. He's part of the Titans team. I've said it before. Man, things are crazy when you're rooting for Blaine Gabbert to win. She said block. Again, she's a very big Marcus Mariota's fan, which is fine. That's cool. You can like him, you can dislike him. It didn't change my opinion on the team. I still wanted the Tennessee Titans to win with Marcus or without Marcus. Blaine Gabbert or without Blaine Gabbert, Charlie Whitehurst or without Charlie White. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, It's your team. And whoever wears the two-tone, you got to go for them. Because then what the hell are you doing? What are you doing not wanting? I know there was people that couldn't stand Ryan Tannehill. And oh no, we're talking about that player again. So there you go, CJ. But yeah, Ryan Tannehill, a lot of people liked him. A lot of people didn't like him. Now people don't like him. It's fine. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with liking one player or not liking. The problem is when you want that player to either get hurt or lose on purpose. Like who goes into how are you a Titans fan wanting the Titans to lose just because you don't like the quarterback? What kind of that's again mind-blowing. Don't understand that. I don't get that type of thinking. I don't understand that fan. But there are some people like that, and it's okay, I guess, right? But he's CJ's team 10 and thrill. I mean, like I said, you can. It doesn't matter who you have as quarterback out there. It's our team. Exactly, Bryce. Hit me with that beatbox. Bolts fans yep. There's a lot of them. I've seen it before. Seen it time and time again. Big fan of Josh Dobbs. Not me, but the Tennessee people out there, And just because Will Levis played in Kentucky and that again, guys, let me tell you something. I'm a big Florida State fan. Okay? You remember that year that we drafted Marcus Mariota, and he came from Oregon, and they just finished beating the brakes off of Florida State. I remember that game. And, man, I was like, I hated it. But do you really think if Marcus Mariota goes to the Tennessee Titans, and since he played the Florida State and beat them, you think that is going to affect my output on him at all? No, absolutely not. If he's a good player, then that's good for the Titans. Good for the Titans. We did it. We got a good player. College, man. I don't understand that logic. I don't understand that thinking at all of holding on to a player because of his college background, because of his college days. Like that, that's wild. You know, it's weird. It's weird. But we kind of went sidetracked. My bad. I'm sorry. I do that a lot. But as we were talking about Traylon Burks, stay healthy. Hopefully he can do it. Backup QB, Mason Rudolph. What's his name? Malik Willis, Mason Rudolph. Voltan hates Bama, but loved Derrick Henry. Lewis thing makes 0. See? Exactly. A lot of people didn't like him. A lot of people didn't like him because he came from Bama. Like, who cares? He's a good player. That's a good program. Yeah, it's annoying. I get it. But you can't hate the player, man. The player's good. He's on the team. You should be proud. You should be excited. Not like, oh, we got a Bama player like on the team. What? Come on now. Come on, people. Crazy talk, crazy. But I love you guys. But it's crazy. Let's talk about the running backs. Who do you guys got, man? Julius Chestnut is killing it. I really, really like him. I don't mind Hassan Haskins as well, but I'm in favor. I'm leaning towards more Julius. Julius is a stronger running back, good blocker. I like him. I think he's just more explosive. Seems to read the holes a lot better than Haskins, and she likes the nut too. So exactly, Chestnut's the person, man. I think so. Like I said, I really like him. He's been on the team for a little bit too as well, so he has that. He understands where he comes from. He understands the team as well. Even though, yes, this is a brand new team, sort of, right? With Brian Callahan under helm, I still think Chestnut wins that battle easily. So let me see who else we have. Then we have the offensive line, right? Then you have the offensive line. There was a few people plugging in. We're still looking to see what we're going to do, which will be really, really interesting about the right guard on what happens with that position as they've been plug and playing other players just to see, I guess, different looks and how they do. I'm assuming the third preseason game against the Saints should tell you where they're kind of leaning towards what player we're going for. Look, he says Chestnut too. Bryce knows. We hit him with the. Is that good, Bryce? Or is that bad? You have to teach me some beatboxing, bro. But I would definitely. I would definitely say that offensive line. You have Dylan, Raduns, and then you have Andrew Ruddick, and then he could actually do something. Again, he's been plugged into right guard. I've talked to his dad several times, and it's interesting to hear his opinion or his just talking to his son about, hey, this is what we did in practice, and he just needs to keep doing what he's doing, stay positive, not hurt. And I think he might get that spot. We'll see what happens with the offensive line, but it didn't look bad. J.C. Latham didn't play. We got Sweat. He didn't play as well. I'm assuming they will play the final preseason game against the Saints. We already announced. Jim White already announced that's going to be all in white. Woo! Let's go, Mr. B French. What's up, brother? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you, man. Let's go. He says, I think this offensive line is going to be tough to battle out this year. It's good. It's good to have that argument, and we'll see what happens with the rest of the crew. Now, when we talk about defense wise, right, guys? Defense, we had one player that kind of stood out and kind of shined, and it was again our 7th round pick, which is something that's very, very unusual for the Tennessee Titans to actually say that the 7th round pick that we've had from the draft actually was very effective and did something, right? And you're like, wait, that doesn't sound like the Tennessee Titans. Like how? What? Like what did? Who? Jalen? I think his name is Jalen Harrell, and he had 4 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 2 QB hits. The guy was all over the backfield, and that's something that we really, really, really needed, especially at the edge position. Now, yes, Arden Key coming back is a huge, huge deal. Again, his 6-game suspension is gone, and he'll be playing week 1 against Chicago Bears. And it's something that's really, really big just because the defense, that position is very thin. And Jalen coming into this game could be that missing piece. Now, I've said it before. I'll say it again. It has to do with consistency, okay? Yes, Jalen had a really, really good game. Like I said, 4 tackles, 2 sacks. But I would like to see the next game for the Saints do the same exact thing or be disruptive, not just be one and done, okay? We can't have one and done around here, okay? So that's probably what, if I was a coach, that's what I would be looking forward to, players that kind of come out of nowhere. Like I said, no one's really talked about our 7th round pick, but since this game where he was all over the field, then you see him like, okay, he looks good. But yeah, just one game doesn't mean that doesn't define. That's why there's several games in the preseason. You got to show me consistent. I want to see that from every game from now on, at least being in the backfield, getting maybe 3 or 4 QB hits, maybe 1 sack, and multiply your tackles, improve, keep going up. So that's the only thing I see with Jalen, which is nice. I don't want to go all in and be like, oh, he's our next, defensive end, and he's going to be good on this. I'm impressed. That's it. 1 game, and I'm good. I'm impressed. But now show me more. Show me consistency. Show me what you got. And that's the only thing I would say about Jalen would be that situation. So obviously his name is going to be circled on the depth chart, and I'm excited to see what he brings into the Saints game, what they do, how many snaps he actually gets in the game, to see what he does, see if he can do the same thing. Can he mimic what he did against the Seahawks? And if so, then the hell yeah, we got something good, But just to say, hey, everyone's all in on just one game, no, man. Guys, pump the brakes. Calm down. I get it. It's like Jaquan Jackson, okay? Jaquan Jackson is a little bit different. And the reason why I say it's a little bit different, my examples. He's been lighting it up in training camp. So he's been doing really, really good in training camp. Man, all the reporters, all the Titans reporters, media have been talking all about Jaquan Jackson, right? He's athletic, he's fast, he's quick, making explosive plays, scoring touchdowns. Then comes the preseason games, and then boom, you see the transition. I think he had like five receptions last game for 57 yards. Like that's what I'm saying. That consistency. The first game, I forgot the first preseason game. The same thing. The second preseason game. You see that consistency. It's not like he dropped off the face of the earth. Jaquan Jackson is making a run for getting a spot in the 53-man roster in the wide receiver. I feel like that the training camp alone and the preseason has shown you that this kid's going to be a really good threat, really good wide receiver. And that's what I mean. And Logan Thomas said the same thing. JQ deserves a spot. 100% he deserves a spot. Now, just because he's done really good in training camp, right? He's done really good in the game so far. He's been lighting up. The times he's gotten the ball, he has made moves. I still want to see a little bit more for, the Saints game. Doesn't mean that I don't have faith in him, but I want to see consistency. Now, Jalen, like I said, different story. He showed us one game what he can do. Okay, let me see another game. Mimic that. Jackson is killing it. I can't wait to see him against the Saints. Like I said, example is showing you training camp. Killing it in training camp. First game of the season, preseason game. Killing it in preseason game. Second preseason game. Still killing it. That's what you want to see. That's the kind of player you want to see. That's where you want to see. I feel like I said, if I was a coach, that's what I want to see from my players, especially my rookie players, them exceeding and going forward, going positive, not going negative, not, just keep going. So, like I said, I feel like his chances of getting a roster spot is very, very high right now, and it's very hard to knock that down. As of right now, he's probably like 85% to 90% of him getting a roster spot. That and being healthy. The only thing is if like he gets hurt. Other than that, I don't see why wouldn't they, Logan Thomas says, what is your option at edge? I personally feel like it's time to move on from Weaver. The problem with the edge, I thought they were actually going to go and pick someone up still. They still can, but I really thought that the Titans were going to grab someone else. And and what happened was they probably were waiting for the Arden Key situation to kind of go over and see what was the final, I guess, result for that. Because, they didn't, which is weird, right? You heard about the 6-game suspension and you heard about the 6-game suspension and then they didn't follow up. They didn't go look for another player. There was no interview. There's no interest at all at bringing at least a veteran player or another player from another team. No talks or nothing. So that was a little strange for the Tennessee Titans, especially losing Arden Key for early in the season. So maybe they had kind of an idea that, he was going to appeal it and that he was going to win, even though a lot of players go through those appeal processes and lose most of the time. So it was strange. So I think they're comfortable right now. We'll see later on in the year if they do anything. Like I said, I personally thought even with Arden Key's situation, I thought they were going to go pick up an edge. He says, I feel like Murphy should make the roster over Weaver. It's hard. It's hard to tell, man. It's hard to tell because Weaver's, already cemented himself. He's ready in there, thing under contract too. Like, I don't think they're going to do that. He said that. Yes, Rossi. Yes, that. I really, really like where this is heading. That shirt is awesome. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, it's Titans. No, damn it. Why do I keep doing that? And then it has my logo right here. It says my number and everything in the back, but yeah, it's a typo. Yes, I understand, but it's okay. It's all right. I gotcha. The same thing. Okay, so we talked about Jaquan Jackson. Like I said, I think he gets a roster spot. He's proven, but we still got another preseason game to show up more. What's up? What's up, Marvin? How you doing, brother? How's everything, man? I hope everything's going good. By the way, everyone that's in the chat room, I appreciate you guys communicating, talking in the chat, live in the chat. This is the best part about the live is talking to you guys, getting you guys' opinion, getting to talk and stuff like that. Like I said, I appreciate every single one of you guys that are on. I really do. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. It makes the live fun. It makes the channel. This is what the channel is about, is for you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Let's talk about the kicker situation. I want to hear your guys' opinion about the kicking situation. All right. Because that's something, again, it's almost like, okay, I'm gonna let you guys know about my opinion. Hold on. So, what's his name? Braden Narvison or whatever the hell his name is. I mean, he had 3 field goals in the fourth quarter. He had a 59-yarder, which kind of perked up everyone's ears. Perked everyone's ear. That 59er was nice, and he had leg on it. He still had some leg on it, man. He kicked the hell out of the ball. I feel like the rookie might win the position. Okay. 21-yarder, and then obviously the game winner, which is pretty clutch, 46 yards, right? 46-yard as time expired, which is really, really nice. And we're like, man, there was talks already. Man, Nick Folk is about to lose his job. Oh, Nick Folk said this. Nick Folk is, gone. Folk is out. But Brian Callahan, press conference comes, says, hey, Nick Folk's the guy. He's okay. He's good. And that's it. He kind of shut that down really quickly. Now, that kind of makes me a little like, oh, why would you shut down that situation? Why would you shut down that challenge between both kickers trying to compete? Now, like I said, we are not in everyday practice. We're not there watching what they do constantly. Again, this is a player that I really didn't know too much about. The only time, like I said, his name kind of flashed up was when he kicked the 59-yarder. Other than that, I wouldn't know. But I don't understand why not have that situation play out. Like I said with the Jaquan Jackson, you got to show me. You got to be consistent. That's where I pumped the brakes, and I'm like, okay, this kid did nail a 59-yarder. He did. And that's a hell of a kick. And he had, like I said, he had some leg on it. Game time decision. He was sick earlier, gets in there, wins the game. Ice in his veins, right? Blue, ice in his veins. I want to see consistency. I would like to see this kid back out there again. And I would like to see him kick a little bit more. Is he consistent? Did he just have a good game, or is he consistent with the kicks? There's a reason why Brian Callahan went on the press conference and said, hey, Nick Folk is the guy. He is going to be the guy leading this team. He's going to be our kicker. Now, in my opinion, I feel like maybe maybe they've seen something in practice that, hey, he's missed a few of them. Maybe wide left, maybe wide right, Laces out, Marino. If anyone gets the reference, laces out, Marino, I don't know. But I would like to see him in the Saints game just to see what he can do. See if he still has that consistent, maybe, like I said, maybe we just call him in a good game. Maybe it was just, he had a good game against the Seahawks, and he was feeling his rhythm. Maybe in practice, he constantly misses maybe chip shots, maybe from 25, maybe to 26, maybe 30, 40, who knows? And they're like, hey, we're going to go with Nick Folk. First of all, they paid Nick Folk, so his money is guaranteed. So they're going to keep him, right? Nick Folk is a veteran, one of the highest percent field goal kickers in the league as right now. Yeah, if you get him a little bit outside of like 45 to 50 yards or something like that, he's kind of like shaky. But then again, that was always the Tennessee Titan way, right? So I think they just went with the more reliable, seasoned veteran kicker. That's it. But don't get me wrong, I don't mind a challenge. Like I said, I don't want, and then that's the other thing. I don't want him to shut down, and maybe that's him being a coach. But wouldn't the coach say, like, hey, the kicking. I don't know. The kicking situation is always fun. It's always nice to see people come in, and we'll see what happens. He didn't say that though. He kind of, like I said, he shut down that initial thought of anything happening with this kid at all, of even competing to be. So what's probably going to happen is he's probably not going to make the roster, and someone else is going to take him unless we actually, cut him and then put him on the practice squad. That's the only thing I could see happening right now. But I want to see him. I want to see what he could do in the next game. Because what happens again? What happens if he hits like a 60-yarder, or he hits a 54, or he hits like 3? What if he hits a 50, a 55, and a 60 in a game? Is Folk out? Is he out? Get the Folk out of here. Folk, I said Folk. Relax. What's up? Titan Tier. What's up? Yeah, what do you think? Is that it? Would that cement this kid as a kicker for the Tennessee Titans? Would that cost Folk a job? If he got a solid, like I said, 3 kicks, 50, 55, and 60, and he nailed them. It shows consistency, right? He's consistent. He's not shaky. He's not making one, missing another, making another, or missing one, missing another one, and then making another one. I don't know. That's a hard position. That's a hard position to be in for the coaching staff, for anything. But Marvin said that earlier too. Look what happened with let me see, where was it that Marvin said? Hold on. He said, let me see. Yeah, right here. Similar to what happened with Stonehouse a couple years ago, where Stonehouse came out, he was booting them, knocking them out. And obviously we love Brett Kern, right? We love Brett Kern. But then you feel like, oh man, you got this younger stud who has a hell of a leg behind him. When does that page turn? When does one story end and another begin? And that's where we're kind of like, because again, Folk is old. He's like 41, 42. One of the oldest in the league. His time is coming for the Tennessee Titans. It's just that he hasn't hit where he's slowly declining. He's been consistent, and which has been saving his ass. He's been consistent. He's just been right there. Just enough for the Tennessee Titans to keep him. Like, you know what? It's not bad. At least we're consistent. We're not worried about a chip shot and him missing it, or an extra point and then us missing it. Because if you remember back in the day, there was times where we went through a few kickers, and I was like, I'm nervous about an extra point. It shouldn't be like this. You should not have to worry about the extra point and thinking that they're going to miss it. And there was times for the Tennessee Titans and their kickers, I was like that. That's terrible. My anxiety was to the roof. But you have that. You have those players like that. Now, I don't know. Is it his time? Is it there? That's for the coaching staff to decide. And like I said before, that's not up to us. We only see a preseason game and bits and pieces of practice. I don't think any Titans media has covered filming the field goal kickers going, hey, this is Braden. He's about to kick for 40 yards, and he got it. There's no one talked about that. Maybe now throughout practice there might be, onlookers. They might bring his, go to his attention. But as of right now, no one's heard of it. No one's reported at all. So we don't initially know how good of a player he is. All we know is that he hit a 59-yarder and he had some leg, he had some room, and it looked good. And he won the game for us. So that's where I leave that off. Now, I don't know what you guys think, your opinions on it. Do you automatically like I said, I don't gravitate. I don't jump. One player has one good game doesn't mean, you know, my man Jonathan up in the house. He says, "Go Dolphins." What's up, brother? Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. Appreciate you coming on. Go Dolphins, exactly. Nah, what's up, man? You're allowed in here. There's nothing wrong with the Dolphins, man. But like I said, are you one of the ones that are gonna jump in automatically because the player did good in a preseason game? Are you willing to just say, hey, this is the player, he did really good, unless he had something immaculate where it's like, man, like I said, on defense, if an edge had like 8 sacks and 15 tackles or something like that, something unreasonable where you can't be like, there's no way, it doesn't matter if it's one game or not, like he's it. But like I said, for a kicker, it's a sticky situation. The only thing I don't like about the kicking situation is that how Brian Callahan kind of just kind of shut it off like that, just like the kicking situation. It's Nick Folk's job, and this and that. What's up, Morocco? How you doing, bro? Hope everything's doing good, brother. We're just talking about the kicking situation, man. So that's the only thing I would say. He said, I would to see a little bit more before I decide. Yes, Cat Nelson, correct. And that was the only thing I would say without jumping in there. It's just I would like to see a little bit more. Let's see a little bit more snaps. Let's see a little bit more kicks. Like I said, there's a reason why Brian Callahan has appointed Folk as the guy, right? He must have seen something, like I said, in practice or whatnot, that we might not have caught. But all we can think about, all we can dream about is, man, 59 yards, and he nailed it. And the game, the winning game. So like I said, I'm not one to quickly jump on one player just like that automatically. Like, oh, excuse me, he's it. That's it. That's our guy. Definitely no. Taylor said, oh, yeah, I never got to do that again. If he does Sunday, we need to have a deep discussion. Exactly. That's when we start talking about, like, okay, maybe we do have something here, guys. Maybe we do have a player on the rise. What do we say? That's what I was saying earlier about if Braden goes to the Saints game and hits 3 field goals, right? But the field goals are a 50-yarder, a 55-er, and a 60 or some of that. Consistent. That's what I want. Consistent. Is there a change of tide right there? Is there a change? You got to, as a coach, you got to think about it. You got to talk about it and discuss it with the coaching staff. Then you got something. But like I said, I want to see a little bit more. I want to see what he has. Like I said, he might have just had a good game. He might have just had a good game in the Seahawks. Maybe in practice he always misses. He's flaky. He's 50-50, gets one, chipper, 25-yard, he's good. Then he goes to 30 and he misses. Or he goes to 30 and misses and then hits the chipper. Who knows? I don't know. But I would like to see a little bit more consistency with that. I would like to see that player again. Just like Jalen. Jalen's another player that he did really, really good with the Seahawks, the defense. He was all over the place in the backfield disrupting, but I want to see consistent. Yeah, we saw him one game, but can you do it again? And can you do it again and again? I don't want a one game and then he's just chill, Who was I forgot what wide receiver we had. What it was like that. It was like sprinkled. It's like he did really, really good one game, had no catches the next. Like, you can't do that. No. Be consistent. That's what we want. Consistency is a lot. Before I let you guys go, remember, guys, every Tuesday, Titan Tuesday, live, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., I'm on talking with you guys, getting good discussions just about Titans football. Like I said, we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Saints preseason game 3. It's going to be a great time. Remember, next Tuesday, we're going to discuss everything that's gone on in the game, and then we'll let you know about the update on everything if you want to, guys, if you want to be in the Mr. Titan raffle, man, we have some great gifts. One of them we have is a signed Derek Mason jersey that you could win. If you want to, let me know. Send me a message on Instagram. Send me a message on Twitter. I'll let you know how you can jump in. Same thing. We're giving away a Will Levis signed jersey as well. Oh, and maybe you'll get a bottle of Mayo with that. But yes, a signed jersey by the Mayo King himself, Will Levis. So let me know if you guys want to pick up Mr. Titan t-shirt. Yes, there are available. You pick one of these bad boys up, you are entered into the raffle as well. It's nice. It's really smooth. And look at that. Woo! Okay, those guns are not real, ladies and gentlemen. I do not have those, and we have them in different colors as well. So you can get blue, you can get red, whatever you want. I got the colors. I'll send the link down below, and you can pick it up on Bonfire, whatever you guys like. Like I said, it goes to charity, United Way, really good charity. So I hope to see you guys. I appreciate every single person that was on the live, kicking it with me, talking in the chat. It's been more than a pleasure to have you guys on, and I hope to see you guys next Tuesday for another live stream on the Mr. Titan channel, and I appreciate you guys. All right, so guys, have fun, enjoy it. We're gonna see preseason game against the Saints. We'll see what happens. We'll see if, I think the starters are playing, so it should be a good game. So we'll see what. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. And always tighten up. I'll see you guys next Tuesday.